Everyone, we have an announcement to make. So...
All right, so brother, man, we're here talking about Hub Group. You know what I'm saying? Now I've seen, I never knew that they was a trucking company per se. I thought they was like, I thought it was just the name of the trailer, like Hub Group or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is an actual company. Now, how long you been there, and how long you worked for them, and what was your status there when you was working for them or driving for them?
I worked there. I worked for 2.5 years, and I was on operator there. So, like I said, it was okay for a while.
Okay. So you came there with your own truck, or you leased from them and became owner operator?
No, I had my own truck.
Oh, okay. All right. So coming in as an owner operator, I guess you can give some insights on both the owner operation side and the company side. Can you do that?
Yeah, I mean, as far as owner operators go, of course, the main thing was, you tried to find stuff that was beneficial for you, the runs, the pulls.
Mm-hmm.
You everything was based off of pulls, and some loads paid fairly decent if you were on the city side, like such as myself. In the beginning, I was over the road, so it was kind of up and down. But once I got on the city side, that's when I was able to see my money. Basically, it was just like mainly the fuel. The prices of the loads weren't really much,
mm-hmm.
but you were still able to make money. You know what I'm saying? So you had to do, your main thing was basically watching your fuel and just trying to keep your maintenance down.
Oh, okay.
So the city side versus the city side, where you were forced to do, everything, even if you didn't want to, even if it didn't make sense, if you were a company guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of unfair for the company drivers, because they had to do certain things that, as an owner operator, you got a little more freedom. Like, hey, I'm not doing this,
right?
And they didn't like that,
right?
So
they figured they figured the stuff that the owner operators refuse to do, they're destroyed onto the company drivers, right?
Exactly.
So it is
exactly.
So it is a forced dispatch company, pretty much, on the company side.
Yeah. Well, they'll say it's not forced dispatch, but you figure it like this. Okay, if you don't do certain things, then you get the screw job. So what is that? That's basically forced
dispatch. Yep.
So because you have to end up doing certain things that you don't want to do. Let's say, I'm just going to throw out a run. Let's say you might have to go to Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
Well, you don't want to do that because you know it's not really worth anything.
Right.
And just hypothetically speaking, well, we as own operator, we like, hey, we're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They might not like it, but they got to respect it.
Right.
A company driver say that they're not going to do it. Next thing you know, you got 5 days off.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
So,
they hit you like that?
Yeah, they will give you a day off, or they'll say some weird stuff like that. Just basically give you days off. So why would they give you days off? Because you didn't want to do a certain run. You know what I mean? Or if you tell them you don't feel safe doing certain runs, you know, why do you have to pay for that? Okay. If anything, I would be happy that somebody is telling you that, hey, look, I don't feel safe doing it, or I don't feel like this, you know, I don't feel good today. So why would you punish somebody for being honest, basically?
So if
that's my thing.
Like me, I'm a driver that refuses to go up into New York or anywhere in the Northeast. So if I'm that particular driver, they would hem me up like, oh, okay, well, if you don't want to do that, then we don't have no loads for you. So sit your ass down for a while. They'll actually do that type of shit to me. Like, wow.
Man, they'll do it. They even started doing it to their own operators.
What? Oh,
and right. So how can you try to force an owner operator to try to do certain things? So if you don't want to do it and you feel you don't want to put your truck in this type of environment, you can't make somebody. Your truck is if you're an owner operator, your truck is your money maker.
Right.
That's your money maker. That's your business.
Right.
So how can you force somebody to tell them? How can you force somebody to operate their business in a manner that they don't want to operate it in? I don't understand that.
You have a point there, brother, man. You have a point there. All right, so let's rewind it a little bit. So 2 years, 2 years. How did you acquire getting on with Hub Group? You called them up. You called a recruiter. What route you took to get on with Hub Group?
Well, what I did was I ended up getting a truck through one of those little lease purchase places, and so once I got the truck, they were like, they gave you a certain amount of jobs that were available, and so I saw Hub Group, and I was like, well, let me just. I tried a couple of them. I didn't like them. Talked to Hub Group. They was speaking speaking my language. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me.
All right,
let me get on with them.
Hold up, anonymous. Hold on. You say they speaking your language. What language you and the recruiter was talking? That's what I want to know. What the recruiter was. Go ahead.
Man, we were on the phone about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Telling me, they tell y'all the good stuff, but see, if you haven't driven a long time or you don't know the game, then certain stuff like certain questions, like I want to know how much, of course you want to know how much money. That's the main thing. You want to know how much money you can make. Right. So I started listening to keywords, and the keywords was, you can make up to $2,500 to $3,000 a week.
All right, stop. So
I took a chance on it. So
now stop. Hold up. See, those you exactly right. See, those is keywords that a lot of new jacks come into play. Like, okay. Now, see, they gotta understand the key word is up to. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's not saying how much you'll be getting. Is up to. That's the key word. So the actual, what you really want to know is like, look, how much am I getting? How much I'm going to average a week? Give me a ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Or give me a definite. Be specific. Right. Up to is up to is ballparks. Up to is okay, I can't give you a specific number, but I can give you an up to number. No. Give me a specific. Am I going to make $3,000 a week, or am I going to make $2,500 a week? Which one?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So those is keywords.
Exactly.
You exactly right, man. Key words, you know. All right, so what other keywords they threw at you, bro?
Yeah, and so I know some other keywords is like I said, you can make. You see, you can make.
You can.
How do you know that?
Okay, that's a keyword. Okay, you can.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
because
what other?
It's not a definite.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I got to get my pen. I got to get my pen. Hold on, because I got to write down these keywords. Hold on, right quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm getting the pen.
Gotcha.
Hold on. All right, I got my pen right here. All right, I got my pen. I'm writing down. Hold on. What was the first keyword? We say up to.
Up to.
Okay, that was the first one,
yeah.
And the other one is you can. Okay.
Yeah, you can. You can. And see, and then here's something else that I started paying attention to. They say, well, we try. See, all of it is you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of that is basically not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if like you said, somebody should tell me what I'm gonna make. Like if somebody said, well, you're gonna make this amount, you know, but they're not telling you that.
Right.
They're saying what you can make.
Right.
Well, I get that. You know, if you don't work, you don't get it. But my thing is, you're saying these things, and then people get in these situations, and they don't make nowhere near what you said you can or up to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
yeah,
all right. So you and the recruiter, y'all chopped it back and forth for 45 minutes. Obviously, it must have been something good because you know you got up in there and you gave them a try and you knocked them out for 2 years. But what was after that? What was orientation like?
Orientation was a week long. You know, a bunch of safety stuff, which I think is important, so I understand that. Mm-hmm. But it was long, it was boring, of course. You know.
Now you being the owner operator, you was you in the same class as the company drivers, or they had separate orientations for the company drivers and for the owner operators?
Nah, it was the same. It wasn't any different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So during orientation, where's the orientation you went to? Where was they located? Where they located? The one you went to?
The orientation I went to was in Memphis.
Oh, Memphis.
It was in Memphis.
All right, Memphis, Tennessee. Where are you from? I mean, just give me a ballpark of where you from.
Oh, I'm from Memphis.
Oh, okay. So you just pretty much drove your truck to the orientation, or you drove your car to the orientation.
That's it. Nah, I drove my truck every day. I drove my truck.
Okay. How do you know how they get drivers down there for their orientation? Do you know how they'll get drivers down there for the orientation?
If I'm not mistaken, now I believe the majority of them had their own transportation.
Okay.
Seeing as most of us are from Memphis.
Okay.
So I believe that they had their own transportation.
Okay. Would you know if they they hire in areas? Like
say that again.
You know they hire in areas. Like I'm from Ohio, so would they hire a driver like me from Ohio?
Now as far as Memphis go, I'm not sure, but I'm quite sure they have a hub group in that area.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere. So because I know they have one in Dallas because I was going to relocate.
Okay. At
one point, and so I know they have one in Dallas. They have one in Chicago. I'm quite sure they have one in Ohio.
Okay.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Now, Hub Group, from what I have seen, they deal more with containers than anything else, right?
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
Okay. So what?
Now,
So tell
they
me
do have some. Go ahead.
Tell me the culture of containers.
Well, the culture of containers basically it's a hustle game. That's really what it is. It's more of a hustle game. It's you see a lot of the rail yards. I tell you that a lot of the you go in the rail yards, and then we do go to a bunch of warehouses as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we go to a lot of rail yards, and that's our biggest setback is when we go to the rail yard and we have to wait.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's just a lot of hustle. It's a real hustle game for real.
Do you have to have now? From what I understand, the rail yard, you have to have a TWIC card.
No, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you only. I think you have to have on some rail yards. You have to have TWIC cards, like what do they call it? I can't think of it right now. But some of the rail yards, you got to have a TWIC card, or you can get an escort.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have a TWIC card, but like some of the rail yards I go to,
mm-hmm.
a TWIC card that's not even mentioned. Like, I don't have to have an escort.
Oh, okay.
So
now,
yeah, it's you have to have a TWIC card on a port.
Okay.
When you go to a port.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where that comes into play.
Okay. So containers, man. How is it pulling containers? Like, you know, I pull reefers, drive-ins. You know, I pull tankers. But what is the difference between pulling a container?
Normally with containers, the biggest thing is making sure your pins are in. They can be a lot of wear and tear on your truck because they're heavy.
Okay.
And they're not always heavy as far as weight. It's just that the way that they load them sometimes. So you got to be careful. Mm-hmm. when you turn in, because man, sometimes they'll load them top heavy, mm-hmm. and if you're not careful, you see some containers, especially the smaller 20-footers. Mm-hmm. That's where most people flip over.
Oh,
because they try to pack them.
Okay.
So while you're trying to pack them, they're smaller, so you have to be careful. Especially, you see some people flying down the road in those containers. Mm-hmm. Man, you got to be careful.
Mm-hmm. I've seen them a lot. Hub Group. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey man, look. Yeah.
All right. So the containers. Now I've seen containers on TV, and I actually seen, I was in a port and I actually seen them load a container on the rail, and
right.
That's how did what is that like? They have you like drive up under the up under the forklift, or they'll bring it over to you. Like, how was that like? That's what I want to know.
Well, okay, so usually we have a chassis. Okay, when we get the chassis, we come in. Some places, some rail yards, they'll tell us what slot to go to. Mm-hmm. We go to the slot, mm-hmm. and you'll see the containers stacked up, and the crane driver come and pick it up. And he just, either they'll have you pull up, or there's some like the BN, the BN railroad, they'll pick the box up, set the box on your chassis, and you go by your way.
Oh, okay.
That's really it. Yeah, it's real simple, man. It's just like, that's pretty much it. Or like we'll go to the rail yard. We might have a load, and we'll bring it in. They take it off, mm-hmm. and we'll take the chassis elsewhere unless we have to get another load to put on there.
Now the chassis, do you keep the chassis, or you have to leave the chassis at the rail yard, or do you come with the chassis?
Well, now with the new system, we have to bring a chassis with us, and then once if we picking up a load, we bring the chassis. They put the box on, and once we deliver them, like I said, we have to bring a box there. They'll get the box off, and then we'll take the chassis to another spot, and then we'll drop the chassis there.
Oh, okay.
See, the purpose of that was to try to speed up the process.
Okay.
So that, because it used to take so long. It still does sometimes, but the majority of the time is basically just to speed up the process of having, not having to search for a chassis on the rail yard, or they try to make ways to accommodate us, and sometimes it's not always beneficial for us, but they try. I will give them that.
Okay. All right. So Hub Group, I want to say Hub Group is like the biggest company, trucking company for container work.
I wouldn't necessarily say that now, because you can have some of the bigger companies like JB Hunt and Swift, and I mean, you might see more Hub Group, but it's actually more JB Hunt containers and more Swift. It's just that we're not used to seeing them. We're used to seeing Swift pulling regular trailers or reefer trailers, or stuff like that. But
now you see Swift pulling boats, tankers, flatbeds. I'm like, Swift,
right?
But hey, don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him.
Right. So it's all about the accounts.
Okay.
So if like right now, I'm watching a JB Hunt pass me. So
pulling the container.
It can. Yeah, pulling the container. So, and we're headed to the same spot. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now you being the owner operator, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but when you signed up with Hub Group, they didn't give you guys any benefits or anything like that, right?
No benefits. Nah.
All right. So,
they won't give you benefits.
So but on a company side though, they will offer benefits, 401k, all that good stuff for the company driver, right?
Now, I'm not sure about the 401k, but I do know the benefits they do offer.
Okay.
I'm not really sure about the 401k. I haven't heard any company drivers mention that.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Now they say, they said one of the benefits for working the Hub Group, it says it's never a slow season there. So how was the routes, the runs, the freight? How was all that?
Well, if whoever said that, that's a lie.
Ooh, okay.
Because look, that's one of the reasons why I left, because it was so slow.
Now, is it slow? Was it so slow because of the pandemic, or was it slow before that?
It was slow before that. I left Hub Group about sometime last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
right.
So the freight, the freight for owner operator. Well, for you, the owner operator, because you can only talk your experience. And in your experience, the freight wasn't consistent.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
How much?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, go ahead. No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would just say it was like 1 week you may run pretty good, and then it became more inconsistent, more down bad weeks than it did more good. Good. So it was like, okay, I can understand having one bad week out of 4, but then when you start having 3 bad weeks out of 4, something's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, hey, look, why am I getting a small amount of money? You know what I'm saying?
Did you take that up with your driver manager?
Oh man, yeah, we would have talks. And I try to because I'm a pretty laid back dude, man. I don't have to come in there and do all that fussing and cussing because it's unnecessary. You can't nobody's listening when you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming in, I'm talking on a professional level because, like I said, keep in mind my truck is my business.
Right.
So I'm not going to come in there and talk all crazy like some people do. That's not me.
Okay.
I came in there and I was, and I approached them. I'm like, hey, look, whatever you got for me to do, I'm willing to do. I just need to make money.
There you go.
All right, man, no problem. No problem, man. We're gonna. And then they did that. They stayed true to their word for a good week. After that, it was right back to the same stuff.
You said a good week, huh?
Yeah, a good week.
How much did they offer you? How much did they? Well, let me ask you this: did you get a cent per mile or was it percentage?
It was per mile. Like I said, they said it was per mile,
mm-hmm.
but basically, like I said, it was more. It seemed more like it was a percentage because we got paid according to how the run was. Like I said, if I was running the city, I would do a run, and you would pull a run, and some of them would be like $57 to $60 a pull.
Okay.
Now that doesn't seem like much, but if you're working hard, if you're constantly going, your money could add up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was willing to do that because the thing that got me here was knowing the fact that I could be home every day with my family.
Right.
That was the biggest my biggest draw right there.
Okay.
And so it wasn't so much about making a lot of money, but I wanted to be at least maintained for my family. So that was my biggest thing. But so I think it was more, they said we got paid a certain amount per mile, but it just didn't feel like it.
How much did not to ask how much they offer you, but how much they offer an owner operator per mile? Well,
it was about $1. Being cheap, it was about $1.15 or so. A mile.
$1.15.
Yeah. Plus, probably, every now they might give you, other little stuff. So, such as you might get extra pulls or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't. It really. Honestly, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And when you don't know, you know what I'm saying? When you don't know, because see, I don't have my own authority, so that's the difference. I mean, when you get your own authority, then you can kind of negotiate, your prices.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, now for owner operator, now do they offer a lease program? Do they do like lease purchase there or?
Well, they used to, but they stopped it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the deal was with that, but when I came, they told me they had just stopped it.
Okay. Now, would they require you coming in as an owner operator? What was the requirements for your truck? Like your truck had to be a certain year. They had to put you would have to have day equipment. Like, say, for example, they gave you a crawl cam and they gave you a driver cam. What they require of your truck, you to have in your truck?
Yeah, well, so when you had to have a crawl cam,
mm-hmm.
and then they added the camera, and your truck had to be at least 10 years old, and if you weren't grandfathered in already.
Mm-hmm.
So such as myself, so I had to come in. And I had to have my truck had to be at least 10 years or, no more than 10 years old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, let me see what else. Of course, every 3 months you had to have your inspection done.
Okay.
They would send people here sometimes from Atlanta and they will do inspections, and they will find everything wrong with your truck.
Okay.
Just so you could go and get it fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have
so you have to shell out money.
Can't have no Band-Aids anywhere, pretty much.
None. And I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it, but you know,
all right.
Some stuff wasn't really that bad.
All right. So you mentioned a camera. They put a camera in your truck for like, this is your truck, and they put a camera in it?
Yeah.
A driver camera.
It wasn't like that at first. Yeah. It wasn't like that at first. That's why I was telling you, if you saw where I said, well, hey, look, it went downhill.
Yeah.
That was part of what I was talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the downhill part, man, because a driver camera in my personal vehicle, I'm talking the truck. This is my truck.
Right.
You mean to tell me I had to let them put a driver camera? What was it? Forward facing or both?
Nah, it was facing the road.
Okay.
It never faced you, but it faced the road.
Well,
and so
okay, but you know, it does have it does.
I still didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. All right. So where did it start? Where did it start to turn for you, man? I mean, you was in it for 2 years, and you just left last year. When did it start to turn?
Let me see. I want to say about 6 months before I decided to leave. Like I said, they put the cameras in. That was one downfall.
Okay.
And then they switched from the Qualcomm, and then they added this other thing that they were switching to a new system, and it kept messing up. I mean, it was no good. And it's like, once they put that new system in there, our money slowed down tremendously. I went from making this amount to barely making it. And so, you know, it was like, okay, what's the problem? And you know, like I said, I went to them and I asked them, like, hey, can we fix this? Why are we having such an issue? And then they let Chicago take control of everything. And once Chicago took over, man, it was like nothing was right. I was a city guy. They were trying to make me run over the road, and they would get mad because I'm telling them, like, hey, I don't run the road like that anymore. I run the city.
Right.
Well, so once they, you know what I mean, like what they would do was try to stall me out, and I may get one run for the day. But I'm a city guy. How can I make money?
Yeah. So they tried to play.
You know. So
they in other words, they started messing with your money.
Yeah. Big time.
Okay. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Getting into the company. Did you have to go? Did you have to do any type of physicals or anything like that? You know, like what a company driver would have to do. Did you have to do, you know, like duck walk, get inside the trailer, see if you could get inside your own truck? Did you have to go through all of that?
Nah, man, we didn't have to do that.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have to do that.
Okay.
The only physical we basically had to do was, you know, you have to do your DOT physical and stuff like that. But other than that, nah, we didn't have to do that.
Oh, okay.
So
well, of course you're an owner operator. Did you have to add? Did you actually have to have some experience coming in?
Yeah, they wanted you to at least have, I think, at least 3 years of experience.
Oh, 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, I think I may have had 16, 17 years of experience when I came.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
That was not a big problem, you know.
How long have you been owning your truck? you say you've been in the game for 16, but how long you been owning your truck?
Well, it's weird because like this, I got another truck, so that truck right there, it messed up on me, so I end up getting me another truck. So I had that truck. Actually, it was 2 years.
Okay.
I had been a company driver. I did the lease purchase a few times, and it didn't work out. And so now this time I have another truck. And this time I went through my bank and got a truck, so it's totally different.
Oh, okay.
It's easier, yeah. So
okay. Now let me ask you this: for new jacks that's coming out thinking, buying their truck, which route should you suggest they take? Should they take going through a company lease purchase program? Should they go through like companies like Long Mountain? Or do what you did, go through a bank?
I would say if you can, because I know some people's financial situation or credit may be different, but I would say if you got good credit or something like that, first try to go through a bank and see how that route goes. It's a lot cheaper to get it. I mean, because basically, I'll tell you like this. I pay $662 a month for my truck.
Okay.
So, and that's pretty good. Or if you could go through Long Mountain or something like that and pay a monthly note, you would want to pay a monthly note versus paying a weekly note, because sometimes when you pay a weekly note, let's say the lease may be you paying $300 to $400 a week. Well, that adds up, and then think about it. You get an extra week in some months, so you actually paying more than you need to pay a month.
Okay.
So if you could get something that you can pay a monthly note on, and you can see your money throughout the week, and then, put you enough money aside to pay your truck note, by the end of the month, you already have that money to pay the truck note. It's easier that way versus them taking all of your money and then you barely get anything back because they keep taking money out every week.
Okay.
So I would recommend those two options first. Is that, if you can put a down payment on a truck and pay a monthly note, go that route. Or if you can go through the bank, go that route. And if not, then, try to lease purchase, but find a lease purchase that benefits you, such as, of course, if you're young in the game, you want to get a warranty. Find your truck that has a decent warranty or whatever, or, and good maintenance on it, but make sure the truck notes are not like outrageously expensive to the point where you're basically just paying for a truck, because what's going to happen, you're going to get frustrated and quit. And so now that truck is going to get paid for 3 or 4 times, and it's not even worth it. You know what I mean? Okay. So you don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, as an owner operator, and you already put 2 years in with Hub Group, would you suggest Hub Group for, on the company side? Because we already know how you feel as an owner operator on the owner operator side.
In talking with a lot of the company drivers, I usually try to, I hate to even speak bad about Hub Group, because I mean it helped me be home, so I don't want to say it's all bad. But what I did do was I thought about being a company driver when my truck messed up. So I asked a few drivers, man, just to kind of weigh the pros and cons, and I got more bad feedback than I anticipated. So
what was some of the things that the company drivers say?
Well, they would say stuff like, man, the first thing was they were saying, man, I'm ready to leave this place. I'm here, but now I got to go home. I just came here. and they sending me home. They don't have anything, and they were saying like, it just wasn't getting any work, or they felt like they were getting mistreated, and but some, to some people they feel like it was, they won't go anywhere. They feel like that's a good company for them, and I tell anybody, man, that sometimes what may work for them or what may work for me may not work for you.
As always.
So I wouldn't necessarily down it, or exit out and be like, hey, don't just don't go to Hub Group.
Mm-hmm.
But I would tell you to really carefully consider it before you make that decision. Try to find other options. Weigh them and weigh your options and see, if it could be the best fit for you.
Okay.
I would say that. So I wouldn't definitely rule them out just 100%.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, whoops, wrong button. Damn, always have to hit the wrong button. Well, I appreciate you coming on talking about Hub Group, man. I mean, it sounds
oh, no problem.
It sounds it sounds interesting, you know what I'm saying? A lot of questions has been covered, as far as, what Hub Group has to offer. And as you said, you gotta weigh the options. You know what I'm saying? Not just with Hub Group, but with any company you guys decides to, to go with. You just have to weigh your options. And I hope this young man right here, 16-year driver, been with Hub Group for 2 years. Hopefully he gives you a little bit of insight in what his experience with Hub Group than, anybody else's experience. You always got to know that, when you talk to drivers, because what may be good for him might not be good for you, and what's good for you might not have been good for him. And you just got to realize that these are their experience. They, like you said earlier, he's not down talking the company, but he's just giving you guys what he experienced with the company. So, but that's what's up, man.
Right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you coming on, talking about Hub Group. Also talking about a little bit about your career, man. I really do appreciate it. Probably might need to get back together.
Oh man, no problem.
Probably might need to get back together again, man, because you 16 years in the game. You know what I'm saying? We probably might need to come in and bring you back. Probably might have to change your voice, but we're like, wait a minute, we know that. Well, we know that guy, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, man. I've been driving 19 years.
Oh, okay.
But when I first started there, I had been driving there 16 and a half years. So it'll be 19 this year in November.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, congratulations.
I got some experience, man.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
All right.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
All right, no doubt. Well, let me go ahead and get this on out the way. Yeah, Hub Group. That's what's up, man. My man came in, chopped it up with me about Hub Group. If you guys interested, they website, hubgroup.com, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have about 3, what you say, 2 years? Gotta have about 2 years.
2.5 years.
And let me hold on. Let me stop this right quick, because they are deep. I kid you not. They qualifications is deep. Let me just say a few. No more than 2 non-DOT preventables in the last 2 years. No more than 3 non-DOT preventables in the last 3 years. No more than 0 DOT preventable in the last 2 years, and no more than 1 DOT preventable in the last 3 years. So they also says that no accident which the applicant is cited in the last 2 years, and no more than 2 moving violations in the last year. So you guys might want to get your DAC report and pretty much go over your DAC report before you apply for Hub Group, because I know a lot of people be like, well, I applied for my favorite company I wanted to go to, but you know, they rejected me because of such and such and such and such. What, did you get your did you pull your DAC report? No, then you might want to do that. Go to hireright.com and request your DAC report from them. They'll email you your report. Takes about 7 days, and you can see whatever other companies said about you in that report. And as far as your accident goes, you know if you've been in an accident, you know, you pretty much could tell them if it's DOT recordable. If it's DOT recordable, not sure how that works, but I got to do a little bit more research on that, on DOT non-recordables and DOT recordable. I think if it's DOT recordable, then it's CSA points assessed.
CSA score.
Yes.
CSA,
so
yeah.
that'll be assessed to you if it's a recordable. Or
I think so. I'm not really sure. I haven't had any issues with mine,
right.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys might want to do that before you guys decide to go with Hub Group. Well, there it is. Hub Group. That's what's up. Exposed. All right, guys. So if you guys like content like this and more, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell for more content like this. I am your humble host, Lockoutmen. And if you got a company that you want to talk about, definitely hit me up in the Gmail. The MTC series is still in effect. We're talking to company or non-company drivers. You know what I'm saying? You could work there, or have worked there, and you want to come and, you know, share some information that somebody else might be interested in. Hit me up in the Gmail. That's Lockoutmenpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can text me 216-600-2090. Or, of course, hit me up in the Instagram. I'm over there too. And holler at your boy. That's all you got to do. All right. On that note, if you guys want to know about Hub Group again, go to hubgroup.com and go from there. I am Lockoutmen. My man Anonymous came on to talk to me. We are gone.